Why do the Bible tell women to submit to men and give them rulership over them? Well, Eve was essentially presented to Adam because he was sad that he had no one like him. Genesis 2:20-23. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. And the Most High caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Most High had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of men. When Adam was told not to eat of that one tree, he did not. Eve was told not to, and she got slick-talked into doing it. And she got punished for doing something that she knew was wrong, but she allowed herself to be swayed into doing it anyways. Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow, and thy conception in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. The Father gave this rule because of the disobedience of Eve. And any woman that was in Eve's situation would have done the same thing. We as women, we're easily manipulated, tricked, and can be swayed to do things that we would not do normally. Now, before you say I'm wrong, think about that slick talking man that had you do things you stated you would never do, or even things that you thought you would never do, and you knew that he wasn't any good. You either left him alone, or you still mess with him from time to time, and just know in your heart that he isn't any good. He's never gonna marry you or take you seriously. Men think more logically, not with their feelings. Women are emotional beings, and we think with our feelings. The dad or the husband is set over you to keep you from making some of the biggest mistakes in life you already regret today. Why is it so many single mothers right now that's struggling? One minute, this is the man that we are so in love with, and we feel like he's the one, even though he shows us all the signs that he isn't. We fall in love, have a baby, and he hasn't presented to you marriage at all. Next thing you know, you're arguing with him, and you're calling him a deadbeat, or he never marries you. It's because we make poor decisions. The Father loves us and does not want us to fall victim to ourselves. He knows that we are the weaker vessel and needs to be watched over. 1 Peter 3:7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. A lot of women look at the Bible like it's woman-hating literature, and it isn't. It tells women about the dangers of following your feelings, because the same sin that caused Eve to fall can cause us all to fall. Why are women told to be modest and to cover their heads? 1 Timothy 2:9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Women shouldn't care too much about what they wear and how they look, but about how their heart is. Modesty and shamefacedness is to protect a woman. It helps to deter men that can battle a rapist spirit. Stay under the radar. Sometimes even looking at a man can have some men with this spirit thinking that you want him. Proverbs 7:10. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot, and subtle of heart. Some attire comes off whorish, and can put ideas in men's minds that battle the rapist spirit. Most women say, well, he needs to respect my boundary, and he needs not to look. and he has no right to touch me because of how I look. We cannot control others' actions. If you are destined to be seen, then you will be seen. You can't say don't look, but you're dressing to be looked at. How can someone respect boundaries that they feel are not set? And you don't know what goes through people's minds. Dressed in a way can make a person feel like you gave them that right. This is also a reason why our husbands and fathers are over us, to keep us protected. We should also cover up when we pray, because the angels watch us while we pray. This is also why we cover our heads, to protect us from tempting anyone, angel or human. They have feelings too. 1 Corinthians 11:10. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. Why do the fathers say women can't have multiple sex partners? The more men we sleep with, the more defiled we become. Ezekiel 23:7. Thus she committed her whoredoms with them, with all them that were chosen men of Assyria, and with all on whom she doted. With all their idols she defiled herself. Neither left she her whoredoms brought from Egypt, for in her youth they lay with her, and they bruised the breast of her virginity, and they poured their whoredom upon her. We lessen ourselves every time we lay with a different man, as well as intake spirits from these men. We become unstable and full of spirits. Every time a woman lay with a man, his sperm stays with her for a lifetime, whether he wears a condom or not. The Father is not the author of confusion. 1 Corinthians 14:33. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, and in all churches of the saints. Battling many spirits causes confusion in your own. The Father loves his daughters and wants what is best for them. The world makes us feel as if there's no reason or no consequences for the world that the Bible states, but in actuality, it is all for our protection and for our good. The world tells you you can sleep with men and nothing will happen more than an STD. But there's always a spiritual side to things, and the Father wants to protect us from the spiritual as well as the physical. So he shows us how the physical can affect the spiritual. These things aren't in place just to restrict you, but to keep you safe. To keep you safe and to keep you holy, and as the Father intended his daughters to be. The Father doesn't hate you, but he wants you to be the best woman that you can be. Remember, sisters, submission is strength. Shalom.